Not even a year into Fortnite Battle Royale's lifespan, in Season 3, a meteor would show up in the sky, and players knew it was heading to the island. There were telescopes around the map, and there was a lot of hype surrounding this, but how exactly would this play out? I mean, this is a Battle Royale game, all the matches are live, they can't just have a cutscene play in the middle of a match. Right? Season 4 dropped and we got a cinematic trailer showing the meteor hitting the island, and just like we all expected, it hit Dusty Depot? I thought it was going to hit Tilted, and apparently Donald Mustard knew about the community speculation, so he actually went along with it to throw us off.
Everyone started thinking like, it's going to hit Tilted Towers, it's going to hit this city that we had in Fortnite. Like, okay, I don't want to hit Tilted yet because we have other stuff we want to do with it, but we can get it closer there, and we'll start to veer the angle even closer so that people think, oh my goodness, it's going to hit this.
So with Season 4, a rocket appeared on the map, and a loading screen would tell us that the visitor would launch it. But this time, it wouldn't just be a cinematic video, it would happen live. During matches, Epic Games officially announced the Rocket event. June 30th, 2018, a Saturday afternoon. It only happens once.
What the hell is going on? What is time traveling? Oh my god!
Epic Games did it. It might seem simple now, especially compared to the following live events, but for the time and for the first time ever in gaming, having millions of players all watch this go down at the same time was a big deal, and it was pulled off almost flawlessly. That was almost 6 years ago, and look at what we have now. The last two live events were some of the worst yet, but to understand why, let's look at the history of live events and how we got here. In Season 5, we would randomly see the cube spawn in.
Is this an event? What just happened? This is the tournament!
Obviously, smaller scale compared to the Rocket event, but this would introduce a thing to the map that would move around and be interactive for the next few weeks and eventually sink into Loot Lake.
Why do we have to be the one dumb team that comes to the cube?
What's happening? Yo.
The story was all connected. Meteor hits, rocket launches, cube spawns, sinks into Loot Lake, and now we are taken into Season 6. Epic announced their second official live event, the Butterfly event.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
It's a cutscene!
whoa.
What?
What the heck, dude? Oh my god!
What?
We get transported into this in-between dimension, and Loot Lake transformed mid-game. As soon as the event ended, we were sent back into the sky and could keep playing out the rest of the match. Not only did Epic just pull off another big live event, but they also just pulled off a big live map change, something that we didn't even know was possible at the time. In Season 7, the Ice Storm event kicked off, and the Ice King turned the entire map into snow, which we just had for Christmas a month earlier.
It's an ice storm.
Where's the dragons?
Where is the dragons? Is that it?
Ice zombies were also added, which no one really liked. Sure, they had decent loot, but in a Battle Royale match they could be pretty annoying, and we also just had those for Halloween. The event was short, and the following gameplay changes were things we've already seen. What happened here? Compared to the Rocket event, and sure, it's not bad, but this is taking place way after the Rocket event, after the Butterfly event. We just had high expectations, and this one was kind of a letdown. But instead of having to wait another whole season for the next live event, we had one right around the corner, a Marshmallow concert at Pleasant Park. A really refreshing, fun, new experience that proved Epic Games could still break boundaries in gaming. Fast forward to Season 8, and we would not only witness the unvaulting live event, but participate in it. Players got to choose one of these 6 options to bring back to the game and witness the volcano eruption all in the same event.
Oh my god, the jump cut's coming back, dude.
Oh! It's been unvaulted!
Let's go, baby! Tilted right here. Oh, it just broke into like 4.
Wait, what the hell?
Yup.
Oh.
Yup.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Really sealed sealed the deal, didn't it?
In terms of creating a spectacle, Epic Games did a really good job with this one, but when they really started to take the live events to the next level was Season 9's Mech vs. Monster Final Showdown event. Complete with its own dramatic soundtrack and everything, this event was by far the craziest one yet, and I think it's this one that set the standard going forward.
Team Mech is kind of whack.
Oh God! Oh! Come at me, bro!
Oh, he's running!
Oh! Oh my God!
Bro!
Yeah, he just got the Infinity Stones from the vault, dude.
Oh my god, dude.
It's a sword! What the fuck?
Oh my god! Yes! Yes!
Pretty much every event this year kept getting better and better, and that trend was not slowing down. The final showdown left the 0 point exposed and unstable, bringing us into Season X where the world was destabilizing fast. Final day of Season X, another insane spectacle, an amazing soundtrack, and the black hole lasted for 2 days, meaning the game was completely offline. Fortnite was the most talked about it had ever been, with the whole world wondering what's happening to the game.
The cows are flying off the island.
Whoa!
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 We're leaving the island.
Yo, BK, you better get on that YouTube title, bro. Yo, Jack! This changes everything! This changes everything! Oh! I think we're about to watch this and wait,
Oh, we're getting stuck in. We can't control.
We're getting stuck dick.
This is it! The battle bus, no!
This was an incredibly smart idea, and the mastermind behind all of it was Donald Mustard, the former chief executive and chief creative officer of Epic Games. This was his plan all along. He wanted to incorporate a story to Battle Royale and have these insane live events, and shutting down the game was his idea. But originally he didn't propose 2 days, he suggested to take the game down for a whole month. Knowing that it was a crazy idea, make it even crazier. Say you want to take the game down for a month and negotiate your way down to 2 days, which was exactly what you wanted in the first place. So Chapter 2 launched, and the first live event would be a Star Wars collab. The first minute was kind of cool with Star Wars ships flying in the sky, but the event ended up being a J.J. Abrams podcast and showing a movie clip inside of Fortnite. Yeah, this was the worst, most boring one yet, but it's alright because it was just an ad, and we would still have a story-related event to end Chapter 2 Season 1. Right? Nope. For the first season in over a year, we didn't end up getting a story live event. Anyway, in Chapter 2, Season 2, Epic would announce their second concert, this time Travis Scott's Astronomical. A small stage was set up near Sweaty Sands, but this event would end up being a lot larger on scale and even taking us off of the Fortnite map. And just 2 months after this absolutely crazy concert, we would get this season's story event, The Device. Could this one top the end? Well, no, I wouldn't say it did, and I wouldn't say I was expecting it to, but it was still pretty good.
Oh my God, it's losing in the storm! Holy.
It is underwater. There's a shark up there.
What?
Oh no!
Oh my gosh!
With the fourth wall broken, we're taken into the bridge and get a look at the agency controlling Battle Royale. They're trying to stop Midas's effort of breaking the storm, and their solution, a water storm. And we only got to play with this for 2 days following the event, but it was a really cool in-game mechanic, and obviously the water would end up crashing down, taking us into Chapter 2, Season 3, where we just didn't get any live events. But now we're in Season 4, and Galactus is coming to the island. This event has got to be huge, right? The Devourer of Worlds was announced for the final day of Season 4, so we wouldn't be able to keep playing after, but instead we'll be taken into downtime just like the Black Hole. Back in this in-between dimension, players were able to drive their own battle bus armed with explosives. Something about this event, it was kind of just boring. They tried to make the trend sequence interactive, but the reality is the decisions you made as a player didn't matter. Whether you did the point and click part or just stood still and did nothing, the event played out the same. Galactus, the Devourer of Worlds, was defeated very easily, and now for some reason we had to wait a day to play Season 5. Throughout Chapter 2, Season 5, the exposed 0 point would again become more and more unstable, and we wouldn't end up getting getting a live event for the season, but we did kick off Season 6 with the single-player Zero Crisis finale event, and the story really kicked into overdrive here. Following the Chapter 2 Season 6 cinematic trailer directed by the Russo brothers, we were thrown right into the Zero Crisis finale where we were introduced to the Foundation, watched the map transform live, saw the beautiful Zero bloom, and were taken into the Primal season. Yeah, I know, not the most popular season, but we're just looking at the events here, and from that standpoint, it was pretty good. You do lose some of the magic from making it single player, so not being able to experience it with friends, and not making it live, so definitely not on the same level as other events, but it was still really cool to watch and had a lot of story packed in. Concert seems like a yearly tradition at this point, and in 2021, we would have the Rift Tour featuring Ariana Grande. Yeah, it wasn't even really her concert, as the first half was just random segments of minigames or bouncing around a Cuddle Team leader helmet. For the first time, the entirety of the event took place off of the Battle Royale map, which, while it was stunning visually, kind of took us out of the immersion that this is happening on Fortnite. But we still had a big story event to end Season 7, Operation Skyfire, which would once again take us off of the map, but into the mothership that we were familiar with. The plot twist was revealed. This mothership was filled with thousands of cubes that were about to crash on the Fortnite island.
Dirty Ducks, no!
No, not the Ducks. Oh, the blue cube, bro.
It only ended up being like 8. This event was another show put on by Epic, and they were just a few months away from the best one yet. Chapter 2 Season 8 would be the final season of Chapter 2, and just like Season X, it would have to end with a bang. The Chapter 2 finale just had it all. A small point-and-click sequence in the beginning, which again, doesn't really matter, but it didn't last long before our weapons were taken away as we watched the Cube Queen take over the island. A smooth transition from gameplay into cinematic gave us a look at the IO headquarters and revealed the Foundation to be Dwayne Johnson.
Impossible. I watched you die.
Ah! You lied! What? It's Dwayne! It's actually the rogue!
Back to gameplay, and we're taken into the headquarters, which was the Imposters map. A caretaker breaks the glass open, and we're taken up into the water as we watch the entire island flip over, revealing the Chapter 3 map. Just look at these visuals, man. How the hell can Epic consistently pull stuff like this off? I have no idea. But then we're taken into Chapter 3, and this is where things start to go downhill. Season 1, no event, but no surprise. Season 2 saw the collision event, and it was decent. We started off in space, but the mech is piloted through space, flying to the map. The event had a lot of point-and-click sequences, even button mashing prompts, which don't matter. The decisions you make have no effect on anything, but hey, it was the first live event of the chapter. We didn't expect it to top the Chapter 2 finale, so hopefully they can get better from here. It's time to talk about Fracture. Chapter 3, Season 3 would skip a live event, but Season 4 would have the Fracture event, and just with 4 seasons, Chapter 3 would already come to an end. Seems like a weird decision after having both Chapters 1 and 2 have 10 and 8 seasons respectively over the course of more than 2 years each, but maybe Epic knew exactly what they were doing, or maybe it was rushed. We wait on a small floating rock in space, but once the actual event starts, it's a cutscene, and it takes place on the island at the reality tree. Man, I don't know what it is about this scene, but it just looks flat out bad. This could pass as fan-made. Why does the island reality bubble look like this, but in the Chapter 3 trailer, it looked like this? We spent the entire season under the threat of Chrome just for the Herald to be defeated and the whole map to explode in a 2-minute cutscene. Why wouldn't they have us play out this part? Anyway, now we're in space, and the rest of the event is 30 painstakingly long minutes of doing fetch quests.
Fracture, the most hated event in Fortnite history.
And at the end of the day, this just doesn't feel like a live event. And I feel like Fortnite has been straying away from what live events used to be.
Fortnite Fracture was probably one of the worst events that we've ever seen. Then when we saw the actual event, it was a total letdown.
Yeah, I gotta drop off a chicken here.
This was so weird, bro.
This is the Chapter 3 finale, something that was supposed to compare with the ends of Chapters 1 and 2, and this is somehow the worst event yet. Something is going on here, but at this point, we're not quite sure what. Chapter 4 comes around, and Seasons 1, 2, 3, 4... nothing. No story events, no concerts, no this creative map doesn't count, and the in-game story is kind of all over the place. In Season 4, someone steals a time machine to take us back to Chapter 1, which was great by the way, but that could have had a really good end of season live event. But no, not even a cinematic trailer. We just went from the Chapter 4 map one day to the Chapter 1 map the next. In this 1 month long season of Fortnite OG, Epic announced the Big Bang event that would take place 1 year after Fracture. The rocket was getting rebuilt at Dusty Divot, and it seemed like this event would play out similar to Chapter 1's end, and at first it sort of did. It was like a remixed version with the glitches happening. So the meteor hit the 0 point, island gets sucked in, we've seen it before. What now? The metaverse. Lego Fortnite, Rocket Racing, Fortnite Festival. The entire event was literally just slightly interactive trailers. A whole ad for these new modes. By the way, whatever ended up happening in the Chapter 4 map, we have no idea and probably will never know. Ever since Fracture, we've been wondering what went wrong, and we might have an answer now. A recent Donald Mustard interview revealed that the last season he oversaw as the chief creative officer at Epic was Chapter 3 Season 3 Vibin', and he actually had to rush the story as his time at Epic came to an end. He gave us an explanation as to why we don't get as many live events anymore, with the simple reason being resources. In mid-2022, Epic was committed to developing Lego Fortnite and Rocket Racing, which could be a lot of work, and he states the event team was needed to work on other stuff. Hey, remember when they took down the Imposters mode in the summer of 2022, stating in the version 21.50 update, we vaulted the Imposters playlist as our teams shift focus to other Fortnite projects, even though that doesn't make any sense, and it would actually benefit Epic to have another unique experience alongside all the other modes. The development of the metaverse is what they were talking about here. Having to prioritize that over events, Donald Mustard was devastated, saying that they were the magic of Fortnite, and not everyone at Epic agreed with that. So he would take a step back in late 2022, and in September of 2023, he officially stepped down from his role and left Epic Games. But is that it? Was it that simple? Epic Games wanted to push their metaverse idea, develop these modes, which effectively killed the story and pushed Donald Mustard to leave. Well, he actually had ideas for Fortnite to become a platform to host all sorts of experiences from as early as 2017, and guessed it would take 6 years. And exactly 6 years later, we saw the launch of these new modes. Here's the thing though, this was a very early idea, and this is a very smart guy we're talking about. I mean, his plan to convince the marketing team to shut down Fortnite for 2 days by suggesting a month and whittling it down, he knows exactly what he's doing. He states the plan for all these different modes changed a million times, and the reality is that it was rushed and needed more than 6 years, and it didn't need to sacrifice anything to be achieved. And yes, Tim Sweeney obviously had some involvement here. He's been pushing this publicly for years. Epic laid off over 800 employees. Instead of keeping them around to have more resources, they'd rather pay millions of dollars to map makers for their brain rot creative maps. You did these layoffs to become a leading metaverse company and prioritize your must-succeed initiatives. A Minecraft clone, a horrible racing game, and a Guitar Hero ripoff. Save the World gets more players in some of these modes. If these modes and this entire metaverse idea not existing meant that the Battle Royale story would thrive, the magic of live events would continue, and the game would never lose its identity, I guarantee majority of the players would make that trade. But that's it from me. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. If you want to support me, make sure to use code Tedesco in the item shop. Like the video if you guys enjoyed, and consider subscribing if you want to see more content just like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.